didn't ask to be born Latina. Actually, I didn't ask to be born at all. That's my entrance line. Okay, hey guys! Hey people, how are we doing? Hey y'all, it's me, Antonio Garza, if you couldn't tell. Welcome back to Not Thriving, episode 15. Yes! Who could believe? Okay, so elephant in the room, you guys. I don't have nails on, so I'm really sorry about that. Things got a little crazy this morning. I didn't have time. Sorry about that. Other elephant in the room. Yes, I got rid of the box that was holding the minion. I got rid of it. It's gone now. Other elephant in the room. Hey, okay, I'm in drag today. I decided 2 episodes ago, the one where my minion broke and the one where I talked about my breakup. A lot of things happened in that episode, one of which I looked disgusting. And I think a lot of people thought I was attempting to do drag makeup in that video. Here's the funny thing, I wasn't. Like, that was like a normal look to me. That was like my Tuesday everyday evening out, like with the girls. Yeah, that's what I thought that was gonna be. No, we achieved something very different that day. So today I thought, I'm not gonna let the girls think that that is how I do drag, that that's how I do my makeup, that I am not capable of much better than that. So I thought, you know what? It's Pride Month. Happy Pride Month!
Yes!
Happy Pride Month! Yay! So I thought, let me for Pride Month. There's no other time I'm ever going to have an excuse to do this. And I was like, let me just be gorgeous. And also, I'm paying homage today to one of my favorite drag queens of all time, Valentina. I tried to recreate kind of like her vibe with the makeup today. I do feel like I look maybe a bit more like Aja doing Valentina. I don't think I really got there today, but I did a lot better than last time. So I just had to let the girls know. Yeah. So anyways, I'm doing this look today to kind of celebrate Pride, to say, hey guys, you are valid. Happy Pride Month. I'm also doing this look today because Valentina and myself are both of Mexican descent, and we're the Latina queens. I always said that's my Latina princess. Valentina is my Latina princess. So I thought I would kind of pull from that today and do a look to celebrate multiple things. Pride. Yes. And also all my Latinx people out there, people listening to this or just around the world, my family, everyone. Obviously there's been a lot going on and it's not a fun time. It's not cute out there. It's really dark and it's really upsetting and it's just horrible. I think that ICE and the immigration, horribleness that's happening, people being torn apart from their families, it's being turned into such a thing online where it's so political. And it goes past that. Like, it's just horrific. It's just horrible to see people who are among some of the best in this country being treated like criminals for simply existing across an invisible line, an invisible border to separate people. And I think, I know all of it is rooted in so much racism and white supremacy. And it's just the worst. People are feeling so confident under this administration. The most wrong person gets to be the loudest because they feel like they're unable to. They're being enabled to by this administration and by the political climate. And it's just upsetting because take a look at the facts. You've seen it, you know it. And if you don't know it, get educated on it. The immigrants in this country are the hardest working, most civil. They're causing the least problems in this country. You want to talk about the people causing problems? It's our very own. It's our very own people. It's just so sad that now we're going to be living in a climate where so many people are going to be afraid to go to work, to go to school because of the threat of deportation. And these conversations have been had already about how, migration to this country it's essentially impossible. They make it so hard for someone to legally come to this country and fight for a better life. And it is so, so, so expensive. And for so many people in this world, it's just impossible. All the cards are against them. And so anyone who out there may be listening to this or, sees people say the argument of, oh, well, they're illegal, they should go. No one's illegal on stolen land, for one. And two, when you make immigrating to this country impossible, what else do you expect? And when millions of dollars are being made off of these people who are paying taxes and not getting the benefits of the taxes that they're paying, it's like, what is the problem? I think then we have to look deeper and realize that this isn't about just immigration. It's about racism. And if anyone out there is feeling unheard or scared or anything, just know that people are fighting for you. I am fighting for you. I've been donating. I recommend that you guys donate. I'm going to put that at the top of the links in the description for resources. I think the most that we could do for those who aren't directly affected is stay educated and informed and, make a donation if you can. Spread the word, do everything, because anything that you could do, your presence is resistance in this case. And that's what's important right now is resistance against our horrible administration and against all the darkness in the world, because there's so much of it. I didn't want to let any of that go unsaid, but just keep showing up, keep speaking out, and yeah, donate if you can. I know there's a lot of places accepting donations in Los Angeles specifically. And yeah, but I love you guys. And thanks for listening to me on that. It's funny because I've gotten a few messages where people are, upset at me for not speaking out or anything because I, was waiting to talk about it on here. But in that, I've seen people saying that I don't ever support my community enough, or that I'm not proud of who I am or being a Latina or anything like that. And I just so disagree with that. And I think that it's unfortunate that people feel that way. I mean, it's not really. And again, not to make this about myself, because hello. But I just think it's upsetting because it's so not true. And I'm so proud of my community. And I don't know, growing up a Latinx, it was always something I was proud of. And it was always something that I found power in. And it's funny because even I've said that on this podcast before, I forget that I'm half white. I don't see myself as anything other than a Mexican, and I am proud of that. And I think it's wonderful and beautiful. Yeah, I literally said I don't identify as white. I don't. I forget that I'm white sometimes. And it's funny because the white part of my family has gotten upset at me for saying that before, but it's just my truth. But yeah, I'm here for the people, and I'm, always proud. Pride. Okay, now that we're through a little bit of housekeeping, I want to get on to this episode. Guys, let's push it forward. I don't have much personal stories to talk about this week. I have a few that we'll get to later. Someone really iconic that I met that I want to talk about. But in weekly not thriving Swarovski news, I have something to complain about regarding the brand Swarovski. And this time it's out of love, because I'm pleading and I'm about to beg. I'm about to start begging, so please forgive me. Swarovski, please. Swarovski is coming out with a wicked Swarovski figurine collection. Now is the time. Now is the time to redeem yourself, Swarovski. If you want to get back on my good side, then hit me up. Call me, Swarovski. Please. If you guys have seen this, look at them. They're gorgeous. Where's the Nessa Rose Swarovski figurine, crystal figurine? Where's the Nessa Rose one? Where's the Bach? Swarovski? Yeah. You want to make Elphaba? You want to make Glinda? No. Bach. No. Nessa Rose. Where are they? So I'm upset about this because I know they're not going to send me one, but I really want one. I'll do a brand deal. I'll do anything. Anything. I'll do anything. Please. Okay. You guys, I have said verbatim on this podcast before that I am not a trend follower. I'm not big on trends, but what I am big on is making educated purchases and buying clothes that feel good and last. And that's why I keep going back to Quince. Their lightweight layers and high quality staples have become my everyday essentials, you guys. Quince has all the everyday essentials that you actually want to be wearing and putting on your body this summer, such as organic cotton, silk polos, European linen beach shorts, and comfortable pants that work for everything from backyard hangouts to nice dinners. And the best part is that everything from Quince is half the cost of similar brands. Guys, I'm really into spending money wisely, and I think with a brand like Quince, it's perfect because all their pieces are so high quality and you're not spending a bunch of money on them, but you're getting things that you know are going to last you and that are worth your coin. By working directly with top artisans and cutting out the middleman, Quince gives you luxury pieces without the markups. And Quince only works with factories using safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. You guys, I was sent some things by Quince. I got, surprisingly enough, cotton pillowcases that were so good. They literally changed the way I sleep. I am obsessed with them. But in terms of clothing, I also got a really nice top that I wore out one night, and I got so many compliments on it. It was so perfect for me because it felt like, I don't know if I'm allowed to actually say the brand name, but it felt comparable to the highest quality stores that I usually shop at, and it was a fraction of the price, and I was so impressed. I really love Quince, and I love the brand message, and I think that you guys will love it too. So let's stick to the staples that last with elevated essentials from Quince. You can go to quince.com/notthriving to get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/notthriving to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/notthriving. Thank you so much, Quince, for sponsoring this episode of the Not Thriving podcast. And let's get back to it. Biggest news this week, guys. And this is serious. I need you to get your little gold coins ready and start saving up. Open your purse. Open your purse. Because I don't know if you've heard, but Five Nights at Freddy's is coming to Halloween Horror Nights 2025. Who is excited about this? We need to do something about this. This is so exciting. I was begging for this last year. I was manifesting harder than I've ever manifested for anything in my life ever. I was dying for this. And the fact that it's finally happening this year is the most exciting thing to happen to me ever. If you don't know, Five Nights at Freddy's is my truth. I love Five Nights at Freddy's personally. I just cannot believe it's actually happening. And I'm so excited. Okay, we need to plan like a Not Thriving field trip to the Halloween Horror Nights Five Nights at Freddy's house. Yes, we need to do this. You could submit your permission slips on Patreon. Yes, get a parent or guardian to sign them. Submit those through Patreon, the group chat. I'll be providing pizza. And yes, it will be cut 16 ways. Yes, so beware. You'll get 1/16 of a pizza and a juice box and a sweet treat, of course, a sweet treat. We'll be taking shuttles, star buses, actually, yes, full air conditioned, good seats. We'll have to start the shuttles at my house. So you're gonna have to come to my house and good luck. About $100 Uber from the airport to my house. No big deal. And also I'm gonna be paying for none of it, not $1. So it will cost $200. Yeah. And that doesn't include the ticket. So $500 for the meet and greet package where you get to hang out with me at my house afterwards and we sit on my couch and watch music videos. And we need to find a brand to sponsor this also because I'm not paying for shit. You know what? This is a perfect time for Swarovski to come to the stage. Let's make good. So brands, if you're listening to this, hit me up. I'm thinking field trip for the Not Thriving podcast to Five Nights at Freddy's. And also, it's going to be hell. I know it's going to be hell because they're literally going to make us wait in like a 3-hour line, but I will do it. I will do it. And in fact, I would spend money, real money, hundreds. I would spend literally like $1,000 to have a private walkthrough so I could touch and feel on Freddy Fazbear. Do not let me in the Five Nights at Freddy's horror house because I will cop a feel. Because I will be copping a feel on Freddy Fazbear. Yes, I will. And what else will I be doing? I will be stroking Chica's beak. I will be stroking her beak. And it's true. And you can't stop me. I will cop a feel. I will stroke a beak. I will be doing these things. Yes. I will be getting quirky at night. I will be getting quirky at night with the animatronics. And I can't wait. And I would pay any amount of money to have a private tour. So Universal, hit me up, call me. This is going to be really exciting. I'm wondering how they're going to do it. Because as we know, they're animatronics. And I actually saw the animatronics at Horror Nights in 2023 before the movie came out. And they looked unbelievable. We looked stunning together, by the way. Here's a photo of that. Yeah.
You called me a whore. You made fun of my weight. You gave me the finger.
And you called my kids stupid.
They are.
I don't know if they would do that again. Because those are like the movie quality animatronics. So I'm like, I doubt they would put those in like the horror house because obviously that's like, I don't know if those are the ones they would use because I imagine those were extremely expensive to make because they made them for the movie. But I don't think they would put the movie ones in the horror, in like the haunted house. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering what they're going to do. Is someone going to be in an animatronic suit? Because that also sounds like something that would turn me on. So yeah, so I'm excited to see the logistics of this. I want to know, if there's not going to be like a withered animatronic there, I don't know if I want it. I really want like the broken down Freddy. I want to be freaked out. How are they going to give me that same effect? Because obviously the jump scares are so iconic from the games. And I'm like, how are they going to give that to me in real life? I don't know how, but I'm expecting a lot. I can't wait. So Not Thriving field trip to the Halloween Horror Nights, Five Nights at Freddy's haunted house. Get ready for it. Get ready. Subscribe to the Patreon and maybe nothing will happen. But subscribe to the Patreon because also, guys, I posted a makeup declutter video and I'm doing a Not Thriving After Dark episode coming out, I think this week. It might already be out. It might be coming out soon after this episode. And I am really excited to continue posting on there. We have so much fun. The group chat gets crazy over there. I'm always talking to you guys. And you also get to ask and submit questions or advice sessions to be featured on either episodes of this podcast or the After Dark podcast. Go check it out. And yeah, but I forgot to say that. So check out the Patreon. And yeah, so guys, what's your favorite Five Nights at Freddy's game? Which animatronic is your favorite? My favorite it's Chica. Chica's the queen, and this pissed me off because Chica was not being very scary in the first Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I'm so excited for the second one to come out, but the first one, like, it wasn't scary enough for me, honestly. Like, it was very much like, oh, the real enemy was the mean people along the way. And like, we love the animatronics. They're like our best friends. And it's like, we're losing the plot. We're losing the plot here, but I love Chica. I feel like she's the scariest one. She has the scariest design, but she's beautiful and she's the queen. Like I love a female. Ew, why did I say female? Females. I love a girly pop. And Chica is my girly pop. So that's my favorite. My favorite Five Nights at Freddy's game is Five Nights at Freddy's 2 because I'm really good at it. And I love playing it on VR. Guys, oh my God, can I talk about this? Five Nights at Freddy's, the VR version. I got it on my Oculus. That is the scariest thing I've ever done in my whole life. And I'm going to do something really quick. Wait, watch this. On God, on everything I have ever owned and ever loved in my life, I am telling the God-forsaken truth when I say to you the words, the scariest experience of my whole entire life was when I played Five Nights at Freddy's on VR. Because I am not kidding you. It felt real. Even talking about it is rising my blood pressure. And I'm so serious right now. I've never done something in my life that felt so real that wasn't real. Obviously, that's the whole point of VR, is like very immersive experiences, but VR is like foo-foo crap. We're not there yet with the technology as a whole. It's a really hard technology to like convince people to use. And it didn't really gain much popularity, but I feel like in 2022, 2023, there was like an influx of VR things happening in the world because the Oculus was out and it was priced affordably. So I bought one, and on it I saw there was a Five Nights at Freddy's game. I'm like, oh, I've never heard of this. This is probably crap. It probably sucks, but let me just try it. Let me just try the Five Nights at Freddy's VR game. Hey, sissies. Okay, so today I'm playing Five Nights at Freddy's. I love Five Nights at Freddy's. Let's get started. Okay. 1, 2. Oh, bitch! Wait, can I like grab it? Oh, who was that? Coin! Oh, you are being a freak. I'd rather go on the world's scariest roller coaster than ever put that godforsaken Oculus 2 on my face again and open the Five Nights at Freddy's game because it felt real. If you've ever in your life thought to yourself, I want to be in a horror movie, like I want to experience what it's like to be in a horror movie, get it. Play it. It's not talked about enough that our technology is at a place where I could simulate the real emotions, feelings, and experience of being the security guard at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Like we don't talk about this enough, but in that game, I was saying the second one was the most fun. Specifically that one, because you're sitting at a desk like this. You're sitting at a desk. There's a vent here, and a door in front of you. And you have to check the cameras. Wait, why am I like in Five Nights at Freddy's? I should have made this set Five Nights at Freddy's themed. Wait, it's like, no, I shouldn't have. I'm just fucking saying things. Like I'm not even making sense at this point. Okay, anyways. I want to talk about someone I met at a party recently. I went to a party for a popular YouTuber. It was his birthday. I walk in, grab a drink. Someone grabs me, and it's someone, and it's a familiar face that I've never met before. And it was Vanilla Mace. And I just want to say, guys, I'm obsessed with her recently. I'm so obsessed with her. And it's so recent that I just started watching her videos. Like, I know people have been watching her for like, a while. And then there's a lot of people who have been more recently obsessed with her. She is such a refreshing person on the internet, and she reminds me so much of myself. Even though she's older than me, I do feel like her mother, because I just always respect so heavily someone who is so authentic, and I just am really happy for her. And I left that interaction with her feeling like I understood the hype around her more. Not saying I didn't before at all. I totally understand. She just has such a relatable vibe to her, and like she's so down to earth and so nice. And I left that interaction being like, oh my God, like I wish I can collab with her and hang out with her. And I was like gonna text her, but then I'm like, wait, she doesn't know me. Like she doesn't know. I mean, like she did know who I was, but like I don't know this person. And I feel like weird asking. I think I'm traumatized because of one time I shot my shot. I'm not good with collabs, guys. Like, I'm not good. I think I can be with the right person, and I have had good collabs before. But as we know, some of them I haven't enjoyed the most. I have this like trauma in me because one time Trisha Paytas said that she wanted me on her podcast, Just Trish, and I was so excited. And she said that she wanted me to be in a music video. Like, she said this to like in a video that's like public on the internet. And so I DM'd her. She never answered. Which I totally understand, because I like, as a Trisha Paytas fan and as a Just Trish fan specifically, I know that woman does not answer her DMs. So I'm traumatized. I am. So I'm never going to ask anyone to collab ever again or reach out, because I don't want to. I don't like rejection. So I'm focusing on I need to just stop. This poor microphone is going to be bald within the next like 3 episodes probably. Like, it's getting out of hand how much I hit this and the glitter flies off. Okay, let me show you something. Yeah, that's where we're at. All right, you guys, we're about, I don't know how far we are into this episode right now, but I'm going to be really vulnerable with you here and say that I've been struggling. Yes, in my head internally, I've been struggling a little bit. I probably cut a lot of it out, but I just am not in the most talkative mood today. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what direction to take this episode in. It's really hard not having any sort of producer or like secondhand person to guide me in any sort of direction. So I thought, let's take some of the edge off. You know, I never do this during episodes. I did during my first episode and during another episode that I think I scrapped. I think I completely scrapped the episode. So this isn't a good sign, and I probably shouldn't be doing this, but we're gonna crack open a cold one. Not this cold one. This kind of cold one. I'm not gonna show it because I don't want to get in trouble. Okay, so I'm gonna blur the screen and play some fun music, and just, you could guess what I'm doing. Okay. I love sparkling water, and anyone who says different is like wrong. This is a new sunflower flavor. Hey, let's be honest really quick. What's the one reason I bought this? Take a guess. If you know, and if you guess correctly, then you're either a patron or you deserve to be in the Patreon for free, because you know me really well. I bought this because of Grow a Garden. There's like a new sunflower plant in the game. Okay, here I go talking about something that no one cares about. Don't let me drink, or I'll just talk your ear off. I think I like it. It's really good. It doesn't taste like a sunflower, but it does taste like sunshine. So anyways, I really like LaCroix. They should sponsor me. I wonder who's sponsoring this episode today. I'm going to have to do the ad reads, hopefully drunk. Hopefully. We'll see if I get there. Just by looking at me, it is no surprise that I have been on the hunt for Lady Gaga tickets. And with SeatGeek, they made my dreams a reality. I want to say thank you to SeatGeek for being the extra special sponsor for this week's episode of Not Thriving. I want to give SeatGeek a huge shout out because with over 28 million downloads, they are the world's #1 rated ticketing app. And they are #1 in my heart because I'm telling you guys, they have always had my back with getting me tickets to my favorite artists to see them on tour, and it has never let me down. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, and it's sports games, concerts, music festivals, any single ticketed event that you could think of. Oh, just go on SeatGeek, look it up, and guess what? There's going to be tickets there, and they're going to be so easy to buy, and it's going to be so easy to find out which tickets are right for you, because each ticket is rated on a scale from 1 to 10, so you know whether the deal you're getting on the tickets is good or bad. The green dots mean good, and the red dots mean bad. Right now, you could get tickets to artists such as Katy Perry, Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar, SZA, Shakira, among many, many, many more. You guys, I got tickets to see my faves, Blackpink. I got to see Lisa, Rosé, Jennie, and Jisoo, all because of SeatGeek, and they made it so easy to buy tickets for me and my friend. It was so easy to tell which tickets were the best deal for me, and I didn't have any anxiety when buying the tickets because every ticket that you buy on SeatGeek has a buyer guarantee, so you don't have to worry about anything when it comes to buying tickets. If there's any issues with the ticket or with getting in the door, SeatGeek has your back. And you know I came through for you guys. You could use code NOTTHRIVING10 to get 10% off your next set of tickets with SeatGeek. That's 10% off tickets with code NOTTHRIVING10. Make sure to click the link in the description so you can have the SeatGeek app downloaded to your phone with my code automatically added. So you don't have to worry about applying it. It'll already be there ready for you to use. Love you guys. Let's get back to the episode. So maybe because I'm drinking, I could tell you guys some fun stories. Something that I could tell you guys is my first time drinking. Who wants to hear this story? Should I do this? Okay, I'm going to take one more little drinky and then I'm going to tell the story time. Disco time. Oh my God. And I want you guys to know it's a Monday night. I couldn't do an episode in drag and not have a drink. Like, let's be real. Okay. Should I talk about my first time getting drunk? Should I do this? So I grew up problematic. We know this. I wasn't one of those kids who was afraid of a drink. I wasn't one of those kids who was afraid of smoking. I wasn't one of those kids who was nonchalant and conservative, goody two shoes. That was never my vibe. I was always a demon child. And I really feel for my parents because they tried everything that they could to get my ass in line. And I think all of their discipline did pay off in the end, because when I eventually realized, okay, these certain things that I'm doing are wrong, it stuck with me. And I felt guilt. I look back on so many of the things I used to do when I was a kid, whether it's, embarrassing moments or things that I did when I was too young or, things across the board. I feel guilt, but it's because I think I was parented well. I was disciplined. And yeah, so none of this is a reflection of my parents or anything at all, because they were so wonderful and they did their best with what they had. Okay. But I think a lot of my bad behavior was also influenced heavily on what I thought was cool, because I thought that drinking was cool. I thought that smoking was cool. I thought that doing all these bad kid things was cool because of a few reasons. One, if someone was drinking or doing this or that or being crazy or they slept with the guy, that was the talk of the town. That was what we'd be talking about at lunch. We're not talking about the fucking Pythagorean theorem. No, we're out here at lunch gossiping about the kid who got drunk and posted on their Snapchat story. Those were the topics of conversation. That was the talk of the town in middle school lunch. So I was just gravitated towards that lifestyle. I was just one of those kids, and there's a lot of them. So I'm not going to feel too much guilt about this because there's a lot of them. And I wasn't the worst, but I was always curious. Curiosity killed the cat. So I had this friend, and it's, okay, let's talk about this friend really quick. I really looked up to her. She was a very, very gorgeous. She was probably one of the prettiest girls at my school. So cool. Such a baddie. That is a baddie. Imagine a baddie, who's just model level gorgeous. And her personality too was just effervescent. She was the kind of girl who you just wanted to be, who I wanted to be, especially growing up as a young, weird, different kid, looking up to everyone around me, wishing I was normal. And then there's this girl who's so popular, so cool, so lively. And I'm that's who I want to be, I became friends with her. We gravitated towards each other. I think she liked my vibe, which I'm honored. She was the one who we were talking about at school lunch. She was the one who we were saying, oh, she did this. She met up with this person and did this. She was drinking and oh. But when I became friends with her, I kind of I got to take a look inside of her life. And I went to her house. We would hang out. We would do things. I've been avoiding it, but I want to say it. Y'all are probably wondering my age at the time. I was 14. No. How'd that just stay there? Let me do the math of how old I was when this happened, because I know y'all are wondering. Also, spoiler alert, y'all get to see at the end of the story, but I do have a photo of this. I do have a photo from this night, and it perfectly encapsulates everything I'm about to say. But let's look at the date of this photo. The day I drank for the first time was September 23rd, 2017. How old would that make me? And I'm afraid it's going to be 13 years old, and I'm afraid of this. September 2025, I will be 22 years old. So, 21. If I'm 22 in 2025 in September, how old would I be in 2017 in September?
What would you do if when you okay, so he said yes would go?
Okay, so that wasn't helpful. Let me ask someone else. 14. Okay. Jury's up. Verdict's in. I was 14 years old when curiosity killed the cat. When curiosity killed the queer. I went to my friend's house, and this was I think it must have been a Friday or a Saturday. So I was like, do you want a drink? I think I asked her because she was known for being the drinker. She was the freak, I was the innocent, pure one. So but I was feeling crazy. So I asked her, I was like, let's drink. Do you want to? And she was like, let's do it. We went downstairs, we went to her cabinet, and it was locked. She had a locked cabinet, but this bitch knew where how many more times? This bitch knew where the key was. She went, grabbed the key, unlocked the liquor cabinet, grabbed some bottles. And I think the bottle that we actually ended up drinking was some sort of flavored vodka, which okay, classic for a first timer. But she grabbed it, took it down, and it seemed like she knew what she was doing. So I was like, okay, I didn't know what to expect, but I just knew that whatever drinking was, people liked doing it. So, let's get into this. Let's try it out. And she pulled the bottles down. I think we had a few options. I know one of them was Malibu. And we were taste testing, but by taking shots. So she pulled one down and she was like, drink it. And I was like, okay, let me try. And I think the first one I tasted was like a whiskey of sorts, because I remember it tasting god fucking awful, like actually disgusting, because I still refuse to drink that. And I remember I like took a little swig. I did not drink much. Like I drank, it was essentially like the equivalent of nothing to me today. Like it would be like, it was nothing. Then I was like, your turn. And I remember clear as day. Hey. Hi. She got the bottle. Did a full, what could I use? For me, it was like and you could see the bubbles. You know how when you drink from like a glass bottle, water bottle, clear bottle, liquor bottle, when you drink it, there's like bubbles. It's her turn to drink. And she gets the bottle and does a full, like literally upside down the fucking throat. Tell me why? Not one bubble, not one bit of movement with the liquid in the glass bottle. She didn't drink anything. And I could tell she didn't drink anything. And then that was the moment I realized she's all talk, but she's not about the shits. And I see not 1 ounce of liquid go down her throat, which like, thank God, we're 14, put the bottle down. But that's when I realized, I'm like, okay, if she can't do it, someone has to. And so she kept giving the bottle to me. She was like, drink more. That was also weird too. I told my closer friends about that when I got home. I was like, guys, I drink. And she told me to like drink a bunch, but she wasn't drinking. And it's like, why was she drugging me? Why was she wanting me to drink, but she wasn't drinking? I don't know. But anyways, so the night goes on. I take a few shots, but I was like, obviously I didn't feel anything. She didn't drink anything at all. So I was like, whatever. Like if she's not going to drink, I'm not going to commit to the bit. I'm not going to be weird and like, you know, be intoxicated in our household. So after I took like, you know, a few, it was not even shots, sips of alcohol. I was like, okay, I'm done. But this isn't the first time drinking story. No, it's not. This is the first time getting drunk story. So this is not where it ends. We have our fun. I remember we went upstairs. I think we like played a game or watched a movie or something. But time comes for me to go home. And home I go. Home I go. Back to mi casa. And then it's time for, wait, mi casa? So I arrive at home and I wasn't, again, really emphasizing, I wasn't feeling a single damn thing after drinking anything because I didn't drink anything. And so I decided, okay, I guess I have no other option than to take this full throttle. Let's do this. I'm like, I'm curious. And you can't blame a child for being curious. Curiosity killed the cat and the question killed the queer. Because I needed to know what it felt like to be drunk, because I was also confused. I was also very confused deeply, because I was like, what do you mean I just drank and I didn't feel anything? What does this mean? And I craved more. And so when I got home, everyone had went to sleep. And so I went to my freezer, grabbed a bottle of strawberry lemonade, Svedka, and I made mistakes. I took that strawberry lemonade Svedka and I took that bottle back to my room, and it was like a mini bottle. It was probably about yay big. I remember drinking so much of it. And yes, I was alone in my room. I was very much alone in my room. I was like avoiding getting to this part of the story because it's like kind of sad and weird and embarrassing and sad. But I was drinking alone, but it's because I was curious. So I grabbed the bottle. I think I must have took like 7 shots. I could still taste it in my mouth. And yes, I said 7. I took so many shots and I don't remember exactly what happened for the rest of the night. All I remember was thinking in the moment, I was like, okay, this is the best feeling I've ever felt. How do I feel like this all the time? And okay, at surface level, you're probably thinking, oh, get help. And you might be right, because I really did have like a come to Jesus moment. But I feel like that has to be universal, but no one wants to fucking say it. In fear of being judged or being accused of having some sort of addiction problem. It's true. Everyone probably feels like that for their first time drinking. It's like where has this been all my life kind of feeling. And I think especially as a person who has social anxiety, and I think even deeper for me as well, because I grew up, I said this before, but I was very social as like a young child, like extremely outgoing, the kind of kid where it's just like probably shut up, you know? But as I got older, you know, with trauma and with hardships and with whatever it may be, as I got older, that kind of faded from me, you know? And so I became a lot more socially anxious and to myself for the most part. But then when I drank, it's like I felt that again for the first time since being a child. And at that time of my life, especially at 14, you know, girl, that's like peak teen angst years. And so I really was processing like a lot of new emotions that night. But I think I remember dancing. I think I remember stumbling around my room. I think I remember going on my phone. I don't really remember what I did. I don't. But I do remember taking a photo in my bed. And here's the photo. This was in my classic bedroom. When I tell you those walls have stories to tell, if Noob could speak, What stories would he tell? Focusing back in on that night, I twirled around, acted a fool, did my big one. Yeah, I don't really remember much other than just that iconic, groundbreaking feeling for me of like, wow, this needs to happen more often, which is so horrible because I was literally 14 years old. Like, it's almost sad when you think about it. Like, it's almost sad. But this is the iconic photo that we have. Everyone clock into this. This photo says a lot of things to me. This photo speaks a lot. One, the glam. This was my weird thin eyebrow phase I had. Of course, when you're that young and you feel like that, like you get that feeling of like euphoria for the first time, you're going to kind of be hooked, you know, if you're someone like me, if you have my similar personality type or whatever it may be, chemical makeup, who knows? But what I do remember is like that Halloween, I kept drinking. I eventually kind of got my friends into it, I didn't get my friends into it. I think they were just like conveniently started drinking around the same time. We were all very young. Like, is that normal to start drinking at that age? And don't tell me it's not, because I'll have a like full psychotic breakdown. I guess I could talk a little bit about my substance issues that I had when I was younger. Before I started YouTube is when this all started. And again, it's because of that feeling of, you know, that I think that first time I drank was when this really sprouted in my mind of like, oh, where has this been all my life? I think I felt the same way when I first smoked weed for the first time as well. No, actually, that's a lie. That's a whole other story. And I did not like it when I first tried it, but I kept going with it because I was looking for some sort of outlet. Yeah, I smoked and was drinking at a very early age, and I'm not proud of it. You know, it's funny to tell these stories because it's just like a little ridiculous and like cheeky, but when you really think about it, it is sad. And I don't know where it stems from. I don't. Obviously, I talked openly before about how I did smoke, and I don't know if I'm forgetting if I said this in my first episode or not, or whenever I opened up about this. I don't remember if I ever explicitly spoke the truth, which is that when I say I smoked weed, I don't mean just like here and there. You know, it was like, it was every single night for at least a year straight, which is a lot when you really think about it. Especially for someone so young, you know, because I know it's normal for maybe some of y'all even listening. And I have friends who are, you know, have those same patterns. But for me to be doing that at such a young age was so destructive to my mental health. And I think it was genuinely destructive on my brain as well. I know it, people say it, and there are studies that when you do that, you know, I don't want to say it too much. If I keep repeating it, YouTube might demonetize me. But when you do what I was doing over and over, especially at such a young age, it really plays a lot into your development of your brain. And I really do think that it messed with me. I really do. And it sucks. The reason I stopped doing things was because I had gained responsibility, you know? So maybe it was responsibility that I needed the whole time, but the way in which I got it was so immense. Like the second that my career took off on YouTube, the amount of responsibility was insane. There was so much for me to do and for me to deal with regarding that everything else took a backseat and, you know, left. I stopped doing everything that was harming me. You know, I stopped smoking. I stopped doing anything, taking any substances, whatever it was. And the person I am now is thanks to y'all. And that's why when I say that, I really mean it. You know, because every YouTuber ever, it's such a cliche where it's like, oh, you guys changed my life and I owe it all to you. And it's probably true for everyone. But for me, it's like, it holds a really deep meaning because if this hadn't happened to me, I don't know where I would be now. You know, and I don't want to think that my life would have gone down that path that I thought I was going to go down. I think it's when I found like a reason to live, really. When I found my purpose, which is, you know, being online and doing this, that I remember thinking like, I don't have any desire for this to consume my life. I don't have any desire to be drinking on a random Monday night, which, hey, by the way, that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, so that was my first time drinking. I was tricked by one of my best friends and then got addicted. No, I don't think I was addicted. Guys, now that I'm looking at my makeup more, I almost feel like I'm giving like, there's like a Violet Chachki energy, like, but like season 7, you know, like Chopped. Okay, not Chopped. Sorry. But like, I don't know. I've never done makeup like this draggy drag, except for when I did Trixie. I did Trixie before. I've done Plastique. I've done Gottmik. I've done a lot of like other people's faces on my face, but I've always wanted to do Valentina, and I hope I did like a good job. But yeah, I don't know if this is really giving the full French vanilla fantasy, but hope you guys enjoyed and hope I didn't look too crazy or distracting this whole episode. Guys, okay, so yeah, I drank a little. Yeah, I did. And here's the thing. I don't want to just stop filming and let this go to waste. I want to play a game with you guys. Let's play, why not play a game? Let's play a game. I want to play photo roulette. I have 110,000 photos on my phone. And when I tell you, these photos carry stories. Every single photo has a story. And so I really want to go through and just pick some random photos and tell you the story behind them, because I think it could be really fun. Are you guys with me? Who wants to play a game?
Squid Games.
Do you guys like this? Let's do it. I thought, okay, I don't have anything else on the notes to talk about, so let's just do this. 110,000 photos. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to just completely close my eyes and scroll up and down. So I have it all the way zoomed out right now. You know what? I'm going to flip my phone around and put it on the table too. And I'm picking, okay, we're going to stop right here. And we're going to zoom in. And I'm going to press something. Okay, press something. Yes. Okay, this is the photo that I clicked on. This is from when I bought my first car. I remember this day. I was feeling so many feelings. This was a few days, I think, after I bought my car for the first time. And oh my God, the feelings that came along with me buying that car. Let me tell you, I just spent all this money on this car and it was such a big deal to me. Like, imagine having something that feels so unattainable to you and working so hard and getting it. That feeling is unmatched. It's unmatched, guys. And we all know it. We all know it in some way or another. I always say, I said this a few episodes ago, earlier in this season of my podcast. I said how money does not buy happiness. In my opinion, you can have everything you want and still be so unhappy, truly. But with that being said, I've always thought to myself, this very car, that very car sitting in my garage right now, it makes me so happy to this day. I honestly do not regret buying that car at all. Even though it was so expensive and so stupid, I am in love. And I'm really not manifesting this, getting rid of this energy, but the day I have to get rid of that car and get a new one, oh, it's not gonna be a good day, because I really, really love it. I don't know if I could ever buy a new Tesla. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to ever support Elon Musk ever again. Obviously, I bought this when he was like woke, you know, pre-Trump. Maybe Vivian Jenna Wilson could take over the brand. Elon needs to like just, and she could take over. Then I'll buy 7. I'll buy literally 7. Anyways, but yeah, so that was when this photo was from. I remember I went to, if you're from Austin, Texas, IYKYK Dick Nichols. For some reason, I parked in that parking lot and took this photo there. So, don't know why, but okay, we're doing this again. Where'd it go? I'm blind. Okay, now we're scrolling. I'm gonna stop right here. Zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Okay, oh wait. That's actually ridiculous. And that's because there's like 90,000 photos from this photo shoot. Like, I'm not kidding you. Unedited, without the border, without the text. And I picked the literal promo, picture perfect photo. That's actually crazy. Okay. Let's do this again. Third round. Give me something good.
Banana.
See, this is the world that conservatives want. Let's keep going with this. Oh, here's a good one. Okay, this is a photo of Freddy Dread's leg. If y'all know who Freddy Dread is, he had some popular TikToks popular songs that became huge TikTok audios back in 2019. And to this day, he's still making really, really good music. I love Freddy so much. I met him originally, I think, at Creator Clash. Yeah, this was in 2022 at Creator Clash. And my first impression of him was this. Seeing this tattoo on his leg. Look how fucking sick that is. How iconic. Honestly, this makes me want a minion tattoo. I really want to get like a Roblox tattoo. Will you guys do it with me? I'm not kidding. Someone comment down below if you get a Roblox tattoo and let's go together. I want a Roblox tattoo so bad, but this one was everything. And I love how also it's David, and he looks so nonchalant. Like, I'm obsessed. Let's do one more, I feel. I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom, top, who knows? Let's start right here, top. Okay, now we have, oh my God. Ooh. Okay, we have this photo. This was when me and Haley and Noah Miller randomly went to like a rave in downtown LA. I love this game. It's really exposing my side quests. Like, what were me, yodeling Haley Sharp, my bestie, and Noah Miller doing at a random underground rave under a highway in downtown LA on November 14th of 2021. What was going on? And what I'm more concerned about is how this was in 2021. Like the fact that that was literally 4 years ago is psychotic to me. Yeah, I remember there were a lot of creepy men there. I think we just got invited by like some random college girl that we knew. I don't really know, but we had fun. Okay, that was an odd one. Okay, final round of photo roulette. Let's do this. Let's hope it's a good one, please. Okay, eyes are closed. Let's do this. What do we think it's gonna be? From what year? Oh, wait. Okay, cute. Not bad. Not bad. This is the photo I got. It's from a little photo shoot I did after I bleached my hair. Funnily enough, you know what? Good story here. I think that I really look good blonde. And my favorite shade of blonde I've ever been is when I had blonde hair that was pretty much this color. So I had this shade of blonde and I really, really, really loved it. Here's a photo of what I first looked like. And then I went back for a root touch-up a few weeks later. Oh, and she fucked my shit up. Oh, and she ruined my life. And this was the day it happened. And these photos turned out really cute. But little did I know that that was the hair appointment. That was the end. It was the beginning of the end. It really was. She overprocessed my hair, fucked up my roots, and turned them like orange. And in turn, she also overprocessed the already bleached parts of my hair. So my hair started breaking off really, really bad. And it was really sad, honestly. I really was upset. But when you're a blonde hair consumes your life. Every single hair appointment, every single shampoo changes the color of your hair. It really does. And this hair appointment, like it really was the one appointment that fucked my hair up. If it wasn't for her ruining my hair this very day, I probably would have stayed blonde for a lot longer. So I stopped going to her very shortly after that. But anyways, okay, so I guess that was the final little moment for photo roulette. I hope we enjoyed that. We never play games on this podcast. Like, I had fun. Did you guys have fun? All right. Thank you guys for watching. I've been filming for a really, really, really long time. So I want to say thank you for tuning in this week. And I really hope we enjoyed this episode. And thank you for supporting me and coming back for episode 15 of the Not Thriving podcast. I really hope that you enjoyed the time we had today. And yeah, I'll be back very, very soon. Check out the Patreon for extra fun content. But until next time, I love you. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.